Have you ever stepped onto an airplane and thought, "Am I really safe here?" For younger travelers, the answer feels simple, but for seniors over 70, the reality is far more serious. Even a small germ can tip the balance, leading to pneumonia, a stomach bug, or a week of missed activities. The hidden infection risks of flying are rarely discussed, yet they can have lasting consequences. That's why today we'll explore 7 dangers seniors must watch out for, along with practical ways to stay protected. Hello friends, welcome back. Traveling is one of the greatest joys in our golden years. Whether it's a cruise, visiting grandchildren, or ticking off a bucket list destination. But age brings changes. Our immune system isn't as strong, our recovery takes longer, and small infections can spiral. By knowing where the risks hide, we can keep our adventures safe. Stay with me until the end, because you'll gain both awareness and confidence for your next trip. The first hidden danger is the tray table and armrests, which are touched by hundreds of hands each day. Unlike bathrooms, these surfaces aren't always disinfected between flights. George, age 74, learned this the hard way when he placed his sandwich on the tray, only to spend the next week battling food poisoning. He missed his grandson's baseball game because of severe dehydration. Wiping down trays, seat belts, and armrests with a disinfectant cloth takes seconds but prevents days of misery. Why is this important? Seniors are more vulnerable to bacteria such as E. coli or Staphylococcus, which can survive for hours on plastic. A younger traveler might recover in a day, but for older adults, it can mean hospitalization. One overlooked surface is the seat pocket, which often hides used tissues and wrappers. The solution is to avoid storing snacks or personal items there unless you've cleaned it first. The second infection danger comes from airplane air vents and the recycled cabin air. While modern filters capture many particles, they don't block everything. Margaret, age 76, flew home from Europe and sat near a coughing passenger. She didn't adjust the vent above her head and soon returned home with the flu. It took her nearly 3 weeks to regain her energy, cutting short her plans to volunteer at church. The science is simple. Airplanes are enclosed spaces, and viruses spread more easily when people are seated closely for hours. Seniors are especially at risk for complications like bronchitis or pneumonia. Using the overhead vent can help create a small barrier by pushing air downward. Even a lightweight mask adds another protective layer. These small steps mean the difference between an exciting trip and weeks of illness. The third hidden danger is the airport security bin. Thousands of travelers touch them daily, placing shoes, bags, and personal items inside. James, age 72, slipped his glasses into one, then rubbed his eyes at the gate. 2 days later, he developed pink eye that spread uncomfortably. Hand sanitizer immediately after security could have spared him the trouble. Studies confirm that security bins can harbor more germs than a public restroom. For seniors, eye infections, flu, or even cold viruses can quickly drain energy. To stay safe, place small items like glasses, wallets, or keys inside a cloth pouch. After passing through, clean your hands before touching your face. These tiny changes protect you from invisible threats hiding in plain sight. The fourth infection danger is the airplane bathroom. Irene, age 78, learned this on a long-haul flight to Asia. She visited the cramped bathroom several times, where the sink barely worked and the toilet handle looked grimy. Days later, she developed a urinary tract infection that made sightseeing painful. She regretted not being more cautious with hand hygiene. Bathrooms on planes are high-traffic, low-maintenance spaces. Surfaces like door handles and faucets often carry germs left behind by dozens of passengers. Seniors should wash their hands thoroughly for at least 20 seconds and dry them well. Using tissues to touch handles and carrying sanitizer for backup adds protection. Even choosing shoes instead of sandals prevents contact with wet bathroom floors. The fifth infection danger lies in blankets and pillows provided by airlines. They may feel comforting on a chilly flight, but unless sealed in plastic, they are often reused. Paul, age 80, curled up with an airline pillow on a red-eye flight. A few days later, he was fighting a lingering cold that kept him bedridden. The germs clinging to fabric had traveled with him across the ocean. Shared textiles can carry bacteria and viruses for hours or even days. Seniors, with weaker immune defenses, can't always fight them off easily. The safer choice is to bring your own travel blanket, shawl, or neck pillow. These items are light, personal, and clean. Comfort doesn't have to come at the cost of health. The sixth infection danger is sitting close to fellow passengers who are coughing or sneezing. Linda, age 75, found herself in this situation on a flight from New York to California. The man beside her coughed the entire time, and despite her best efforts, she fell sick. A few days later, she was diagnosed with bronchitis. It took antibiotics and weeks of rest before she felt herself again. Respiratory infections spread quickly in crowded cabins. For seniors, complications can mean emergency care. If you find yourself seated near someone visibly sick, don't be afraid to ask the crew for help. Adjusting your vent for downward airflow also reduces risk. Carrying a mask or tissue barrier provides peace of mind and extra safety. The seventh infection danger is dehydration and dry cabin air. At first, it doesn't sound like an infection issue, but dry throats and noses lose their natural defenses, making it easier for germs to enter. Harold, age 79, ignored this advice and drank only coffee during his flight. He landed with a sinus infection that lingered painfully. Airplanes are pressurized, and the low humidity dries out skin and mucous membranes. Seniors already struggle with hydration, which weakens their immunity further. The best defense is to sip water regularly throughout the flight. Avoid excess caffeine or alcohol, as both worsen dehydration. Even chewing sugar-free gum keeps the mouth moist and protective. Now, let me pause and ask you a question. Which of these 7 infection dangers surprised you the most? Was it the dirty tray tables, the air vents, or maybe the security bins? If you agree that point number 3 shocked you, type the number 3 in the comments. Your shared experiences can help other seniors travel smarter. Let's recap everything we've learned. Infections can hide on tray tables, in recycled air, inside security bins, airplane bathrooms, blankets and pillows, fellow passengers, and even in the dry cabin environment. Each danger poses unique risks, but each also has simple solutions. With wipes, sanitizer, water, and awareness, seniors can protect themselves effectively. Travel doesn't have to be risky when preparation is part of the journey, so don't let fear stop you from exploring the world. Traveling after 70 is not only possible, it can be safe and deeply fulfilling. If you found value in this message, please give it a like, subscribe for more senior health tips, and share it with a fellow traveler. Remember, longevity is not just about the years we add to life. It's about the life we add to our years. Safe travels, my friends, and may your journeys always be joyful.